Welcome to another edition of Bible Time. This is the Tuesday edition, and we're continuing with the Believers Fellowship Daily Bible Reading, going through the Old Testament in 2 years, and we are in the book of Job, and we are in chapters 30 and 31 today. But I told you yesterday to read chapter 29 carefully, because 29 and 30 really go together. You remember at the beginning of the book, after Job lost everything, he said, "The Lord gives and the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." Well, chapter 29 kind of talks about what God gave Job, and particularly Job was listened to. Even the most respected people around wanted to listen to Job. He was held in such high regard by everybody. Now, after everything's been taken away from him, chapter 30 tells us that people don't listen to him anymore. Even the people even the most disrespectful or least respected kind of people laugh at him. So he's gone from people listening to him to people laughing at him. And if you read chapter 30 carefully, you'll see that he's a man that's living in constant, overwhelming physical pain. And he feels totally abandoned both by God and by people. And I don't know if you can even begin to imagine what it must have been like for Job to have that kind of constant physical pain, debilitating physical pain, and to feel totally deserted by both God and everybody around you. But that's where Job is. And his friends have been telling him, "You must have done something wicked, and that's why God is treating you this way." And so what you have in chapter 31 is a lengthy defense of his innocence. And he lays it out in just about every kind of category you can think of. He's free from sexual sin. In fact, in verse 1, he makes that famous statement, "I've made a covenant with my eyes. And how can I gaze on a virgin?" He's keeping himself pure. And he's kept himself free from falsehood and deceit. He's kept himself free from illicit relationships, unfaithfulness to his wife. He's been fair in treating his servants. He's been fair in treating the poor and needy. He's never taken advantage of anybody for anything for himself. He didn't trust in gold. He didn't trust in all of those things that he had. He never committed adultery. He never worshiped the sun and idolatry. He never worshiped the sun or the moon. And he never took revenge on his enemies. And he's saying this, he's declaring his innocence in the strongest possible words that you can. He's evoking curses upon himself if what he's saying is not true. And you remember earlier in the book we talked about the importance of a clear conscience. And Job is a man with a clear conscience. He is innocent. He does not understand what is going on, and he longs for God to answer him, to tell him, to explain to him what is going on. And chapter 31 is the end of Job's answering the 3 times he went through with all of his friends. Here is the end. But see, here's the point. Here's the thing to understand. Job's friends were presenting God like he was a referee. You do bad, you get penalized. You do well, you're okay. And that's kind of their view of God. But that doesn't hold up to reality. It doesn't hold up to the truth. It doesn't explain reality. How about Joseph and the way he was treated by his brothers? It wasn't because he was an evil person. Or how about Lazarus and the rich man? The rich man had everything. Lazarus, he's eaten out of the trash cans of the rich man at the end of the driveway, and he's got sores all over his body. He's got dogs licking his sores. And yet, in the end of the day, Lazarus is the righteous one, and the rich man is judged. And of course, the ultimate display of this is in the life of Jesus. He never did anything wrong. He never sinned. There was no deceit ever found in his mouth. And yet he was hated. He was mocked. He was killed. And he's the only perfect person that ever walked on the planet. So their theology just isn't holding up. And what you see here, what is holding up in Job is his faith. And that's what this is all about. It's a triumphant faith. Satan, take your best shot. Satan, try as hard as you can. You cannot take the faith away from one of God's people. And Job is showing that. Now, Job, we're not saying he's not struggling with all of this. He is. He is struggling with all of this. But his faith is standing strong. And he is a man who was living an innocent, blameless life. Even God said that. And he's standing on that fact. And so there's something for you and me to think about. If you were facing overwhelming, constant pain and you were feeling abandoned, it seemed like you were abandoned by God and people, how would you be holding up? What would you be thinking? What would you be doing? Job provides a real answer for us of somebody who was blameless and upright, feared God, and turned away from evil. And his faith is enduring through even the worst of tests. There's a real example and an encouragement for you and me. So let's keep thinking about Job. Let's keep thinking about what it means to really fear the Lord and turn away from evil. And we'll see you tomorrow for more Bible time.